President Donald Trump has pledged to end taxes on tips, and Democratic State Representative Alonzo Knox from New Orleans has filed a bill from the upcoming legislative session to do just that.
Yeah, Paul Murphy reports Knox claims it would give much needed tax relief to hardworking people in Louisiana.
The hospitality industry supports 72,000 jobs in New Orleans, about 12% of all city workers. Chris Little is a club DJ on Bourbon Street.
This is a hospitality city, especially right here. Everybody's working for tips in this area.
State Representative Alonzo Knox's district includes the French Quarter. He is proposing a new state law that would allow workers to deduct the money they make from tips from their state income tax.
I own a small coffee shop, and I know firsthand that many of my workers rely on every dollar of their tip. And so the effort for this bill is to ensure that they can bring more of their money back home with them.
Jan Moeller is the executive director of Invest Louisiana, formerly the Louisiana Budget Project. He says Knox's bill would take revenue away from the state at a time when Louisiana is likely heading into some tough economic times.
And make it harder to do things like pay teachers, pay police officers, keep our schools and hospitals and universities funded the way they need to be.
Instead of a tax cut, Moeller suggests lawmakers establish a state minimum wage that is real and meaningful.
People who work for tips in restaurants get paid $2.10 an hour. That is an insult that hasn't changed for decades, and the legislature has refused to do that.
Knox expects broad support for his bill.
It was something touted by then candidate Donald Trump as well as Vice President Kamala Harris, and it received overwhelming bipartisan support during the campaign season.
Back on Bourbon Street, Little says tips are tips and they shouldn't be taxed.
I think that there shouldn't be a tax there. I think that's, it's a hospitality thing.
State lawmakers are due back in Baton Rouge on April 14th for the start of this year's regular session. Paul Murphy, WWL, Louisiana.
Well, Knox's bill limits the tip deduction to those making less than $65,000 a year.